Welcome to Woman Tutorial. Today we're going to talk about CSS. So I already have a video on HTML, but I'm going to talk about CSS today. So if you want to know HTML, you can watch my previous video and you will learn a lot about HTML. So CSS, what CSS means? So CSS means cascading style sheet. So is a style sheet language that is used to control the property and the layout of a web document. So if you want, in short, if you want for your web page to look beautiful, you have to use CSS. So CSS has properties. So we're going to learn how to use these different properties. And also I encourage you to watch the beginner video that I have on HTML, because if you know HTML, then it becomes easier for you to apply CSS. So the first thing I want for you to understand, there are three ways that you can be able to invoke your CSS or to apply your CSS. And those three ways are Inline Css, Internal CSS, and External CSS. So we're going to look at inline and external CSS and internal CSS. But first we'll look at inline and internal CSS before we go to external CSS. So I show that you already have Visual Studio Code. If you don't have, you can download Visual Studio Code. It's for free. You can go on your web browser and you just type visualstudiocode.com and they'll give you option to download for Mac or to download for Windows. Any one of them that you are using, any computer that you are using, you can download Visual Studio Code. It's for free. And it's easy to install. It's not difficult. So what I will do, now this place you see here, this is my this place you see where is what we call the project browser. So all of my project will be here. So I can come up here to the Explorer. So I will see create new file. I can even create a folder within this. So to understand how to be able to open an existing file or folder within your Visual Studio Code, you can watch my beginning tutorial in HTML and you'll be able to understand it. So what I will do, I will come here to the Explorer and I come to new file. So I click on new file. When I click on new file, so I should give it a name. So I will see inline. So it should never ever be in cap, because when it's in cap, when you start to upload your code, it becomes difficult. So I will say inline dot HTML, then I enter. So automatically my code editor knows that I'm working with HTML. So every HTML has an opening tag and a closing tag. Now the browser should be able to identify that there is an HTML by declaring a dot tag and an opening and closing tag of a HTML. So how can I do it? So it's easy. I'm going to show you. Instead of you typing it up, you can be able to use shortcut to do it. So I'm going to show you the shortcut. So what you can do is you can come and say HTML. Okay, so you can click here. So you say HTML. So take out this one there. So HTML. So it will give you options. So it will give you options. From those options, you can be able to select. So you can say H. Okay. So you see now option is coming. So these are Visual Studio Code or HTML snap. So you can download from the extension. So here's the extension. You can come, if you have internet, you click on the extension and you can be able to download it from the extension. So HTML. So you see, I get HTML5 here. So if I click on this, so Okay, so when I click on HTML file, it will bring me all of these different HTML elements. So these are all elements of HTML. These are opening tags and these are closing tags. So you see, for example, if we come here, let's take for example the head tag. So you see our head tag here and you see our closing tag. So these are opening tag and a closing tag. Now the difference between an opening tag and a closing tag that if you have a forward slash, see here, a forward slash shows that the tag is closing. There's a closing tag and there's an opening tag. Now let me show you another way you can be able to do this. So okay, so I gotta move everything from there. Another short way to do it is you press the shift button on your keyboard and you press 1. And you just press the tab key on your keyboard. So you press the shift and 1 and you press the tab key on your keyboard, it will appear. So what I can do, there's the title, so I can come here and I can be able to give a title. So I could say working with inline CSS. So this is what we put up, working with inline CSS. Now, wherever you put in a body, it will not appear in your depth area of your browser. So whatever thing you do here, it will not appear. So if you writing your code, do not write your code into the head tag, because the head tag keep information so that anyone who reading your code can know what the code is about. So do not write anything in your head tag, because it will not upload it to the browser. You will not see what you write in the head tag in your browser. So do not write anything there. Don't come write paragraph or heading there. Now I come to the body. The body is where we do all of our code, So the first thing, if you watch my previous tutorial, you get to learn about section. So you learn the purpose of using section in HTML. So the first thing I do, I come here, I say section. So I say section. When I say section, I enter. So I create a section. And you learn about schematic and non-schematic element. So section is a schematic element. So the reason why we say section is a schematic element, because both the browser and the developer know that he or she is working with section. So definitely my browser or my code editor knows that I'm working with a section. Now, so since I say section, so I can put in 2 HTML elements into my section. So the first one I will say h1. So we get h1 means or heading ones. So we get from 1 to 6 headings, and each of these headings, let's say the smaller the number, the bigger the heading. The bigger the number, the smaller the headings. So 6 heading 6 is a big number, but the writing will become smaller. 1 is a smaller number now, so but the writing will become bigger. So that's how it goes. So we have 6 headings in HTML. Now I could come here and say hello, welcome to my student. So you see, so I will say hello, welcome to my student. Now I want to write a little short paragraph. So I will just say P and press the tab key. So I will ask how can I help? How can I help you? Okay, so I ask how can I help you? Now I want to create or error where people will be able to write something, so we call it text error. So I want to create an error where people will write something. So come here. When I come here, I say text. So I take the text error. Okay, so let me just remove all of this. So I want to remove all of this. So let me just remove this. I know I can leave this row and columns there. So this column you see here, talk about how wide the text area should be. So if I want to, I can definitely leave it there, or since this is a beginner video, I could just let me just take it from there. So I could come. I don't want to come here like this. Okay. Alright. So now I could come here and just put placeholder. So I need for a text to be in it, or to be in the text area. So the text that'll be there is text help. Because people go on the text. So you will see this in the text area. Text help. Text help. So that's what we're going to put there. So I can come here, save this, and I want to create a button. So, but the first thing I want to create a brick. So I put BR. BR is a brick, represent brick. A brick creates space between your HTML elements. So if you want to create space between your HTML elements, you can use the word brick. So I enter it. Now I come to button. So, and in this button, I'm going to put the find help. Find help. Okay. So this is it. So I can come here, save it, and I already downloaded the last server. So you see here, so you can come to extension and you'll be able to download your last server. So I right click on this and you see open with last server, and it will open because I've already downloaded the last server. Or another thing you could do, I'm going to show you another thing you could do. So another thing you could do is, so now let's come here before we talk about what you can do. So now if you look here, you notice that you have your HTML. So this is just a simple HTML. Now the HTML look horrible. It's not beautiful now. So certainly we most time those that are into the developing field, especially those that are doing web development, they will compare it to a skeleton. They will say HTML is a skeleton. So this is a skeleton. So how can we add flesh to the skeleton and make it beautiful, make it attractive, So what we do now, we're going to learn now how to use the inline CSS. We're going to learn how to use the inline CSS. So if you download the last server, so you see here, now this port is running, so you can hit it like this and the port will go off. So when you're like this, you can just come to go, hit on go live, and automatically it will run your code with last server. Or another thing is you can come to the project browser, you come here, you right click, so you come to copy path, you can copy that path and go to your code area. So you can go to your browser and you can paste it there and you can be able to run it. So please watch my HTML video and it will teach you all of these things. Now I can come to body now. So the body, so let's take for example the website. So the whole place you see here is what we refer to as the body. But this is a dev environment. The reason why we say it's a dev environment because only us can see this HTML that we wrote here. It's not on the internet. So automatically they assign a default IP address to us. So you see, this is my default IP address that they assign to me. Now let's move on. let's do some small starting. So I can come here. And the first thing is I want to start my background. Yeah, so I come to this element, this HTML element called body. So I come here to body and okay, so okay, so you come here. So you see body. Now we're going to use a keyword in CSS we call star. So we're going to use keyword star. So it says star. So it says star is a background color. Okay, so now when you say background color, you need to put your background color there. So which color we want? So let's take for example, I say I'm going to take this color here they call Conscale. SRLK. Conscale. Okay, so you see, I already have my Conscale. Now, whatever I do, you see this parenthesis that is there is the inverted command. The command you see, inverted command you see here. I should not go outside of that inverted command. I should do everything within the inverted command. So I can come here and say black. I want for the writing to be black. So I'm going to put color. So when you say color, and so color I say black. Okay. So I can save it, save this, and come here. When I refresh the page, so you see the color change now. So my color change. Okay, so let's run it again and see. Okay, so the same different thing. So that's going to go from scratch. So we can come here, we say go live. Okay, so we're going live. Okay, so you see, so the color change now. So the color change. Now, one thing I want for us to do is our section. I want for us to come back to our section. So you can come back to section and you can put a scene starter. So if you put a star to section, you say color. Let's take for example, so the color we're using for our section is which is okay. So the color you see here, it represents the text color. When you say color, it means that you're referring to the text. So we see our text color. Let's say blue. Let's want for our text color to be blue. So we can come save it, and you can come to the Visual Studio Code. You can come in. So you see, my text color is blue. Now, you can also come to your Visual Studio Code, and you can see you need a button. So that's a button background. Let's connect to button. That's our button background. So you see, okay. So button, then you put background, and background will put red. We'll put red. So now when we put red, definitely the background will be red. So we can come back. So you see, then we can put color. That means we want our text to be white. So we'll come back like this. We say color. Okay. So we say color. We say white. So we say color. We say white. Then we save this. Okay. So when we save it, so you see the color turn white. So thank you for watching. This is Inline CSS. So watch out. The next one is we're going to do internal CSS. So thank you for watching. This is Boyman tutorial.